It's the NFL on EA Sports, and the wait is over for this rivalry game. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens, and it's kicking off next on Madden NFL 25.
Built on the side of a former piano factory, there's been plenty of music made on the field here in the decade since it opened back in 1998. Welcome, everyone, to M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. Thanks for joining us, everyone. With my partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. And like so many matchups in the NFL, Brock, our focus goes right to the quarterbacks in this one. Both of these guys, players who've been around the league now for some time, they've definitely established themselves as veterans who know how to win football games.
Yeah, I think the word of the day, Kate, is definitely experience. Two guys who've been through the season several times over, have seen a lot at this point in their career, and been through quite a bit on the field. All that experience is stored up there right between the ears. And the one who is more skilled at leveraging that experience, more than likely is going to come away with the win.
Justin Tucker has this all teed up. And we're underway from the bank. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. So the Steeler offense getting out there for its opening drive of the game. And leading them out, someone playing at a high level over a decade after entering the league. He's got a Super Bowl to his name. It's Russell Wilson.
Kate, Russell Wilson's one of the NFL's most experienced quarterbacks. He's also one of the winningest quarterbacks, even with a couple bumps in the road in Denver. Remember, over that decade in Seattle with Pete Carroll and the Legion of Boom, there wasn't a quarterback that won more games in the history of the league over the first 10 years. 9 times to the Pro Bowl as well. Put a supporting cast around him, give him a run game and a defense, and Russell Wilson still knows very well how to play this game.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. On the carry, this is Najee Harris. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
You know, coach gets in that QB's headset, probably told his offense and his QB, listen, I don't want to see a third down on this possession. Or something kind of like that. Whatever version he told him, it worked.
They'll run it for the first time with Jalen Warren. And he takes it up and across midfield into Ravens territory. Halfway there on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Russ now from the gun. Finds his man. It's Van Jefferson. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. That's 16 on the pickup. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh first down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Ball at the 33 for first down. Shotgun snap for Wilson. Jefferson brings it in on the slant. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
This is Harris on second down. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. That one gains 7. And that's a Steelers first down.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
He's keeping it. Decent yardage picked up here before he slides down to avoid the tackle.
I love that play. I mean, that's quarterback 101. Nothing downfield, get what you can with your legs, but so much more importantly, protect yourself. Availability, one of the most important abilities for any quarterback.
He brings it in. And he'll be taken down at the last possible moment. He's at the 1. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out. Harris is across the line for the Pittsburgh touchdown. The Steelers finish up an excellent opening series. Najee Harris, the touchdown. Well, you couldn't ask for a better start to a game than that. The offense taking it all the way down the field and finishing with 6.
These opening drives, Kate, are such tone setters. It is why every offense loves to script their first 15 plays, right? Everybody knows what's coming, allows you during the practice week to get into rhythm.
Rush coming off the edge, and they block it! And they'll snuff out that return before it gets too far, so just a blocked extra point on the play.
Well, that's going to take away a touch of that early momentum they built with the opening drive touchdown. And just as importantly here, blocking that extra point should give the offense a little boost as they come out for their first possession, looking to match touchdown for touchdown.
And he breaks the 20 on the return, but only just. That is one up to the 21 and out of bounds. So here now are the Ravens on offense to begin their first drive. And they're brought out by someone who is the modern example of an elite running quarterback, the multiple-time MVP, Lamar Jackson.
A decade plus before Lamar, it was a guy named Michael Vick who was the standard for dual-threat quarterbacks. Well, today, that standard's Lamar Jackson, who at his best is an MVP-caliber player and the most exciting player, not just at his position, but in all of football. And don't let that running overshadow the strides he's made as a passer, too, in the pocket and as a franchise.
Off to the races, middle of the field. Hits the 20. It's a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens finish off their opening drive. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ball game.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you can go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
Justin Tucker to try the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Ravens literally won up that opening touchdown drive, as they take a 7-6 lead here. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. And he just sends it over the end zone. No threat of a return at all, but now they're going to spot the ball at the 30 to begin the drive. The Steeler offense out and ready to go for their second drive. 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll start with a give to Harris. He swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Stopped by one of the league's best tacklers, Roquan Smith. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9. From the gun, it's Wilson. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Tough one to retain through that hit. So now it's going to be 3rd and long. Wilson now from the gun. That's caught for the first. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
First and 10, ball set up at the 48. They give to Harris from the gun. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
2nd and 8. Throw secured by George Pickett. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. 16 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a Pittsburgh 1st down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, But sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Oh, this big guy is moving! And that's a Pittsburgh touchdown! So, Brock, good work there to finish off the drive in the end zone and retake the lead.
You just get this feeling every once in a while in games, this sucker's going to be a back-and-forth football game. So what a great job offensively to jump out in front here in the first half of play.
Boswell to add the PAT. Pressure off left, and it's blocked! Ooh, and I think he envisioned this one going all the way back for two, but they're able to track him down and limit the damage to just that blocked kick. So now after his second missed point after the game, he's hoping to strike this one a little better as he kicks it away. Deontay Hardy to return. This return makes it up to the 25. The Ravens and their wide receivers set for this next possession. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Now Jackson off the play action. Bails out of the pocket quick. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
In theory, Kate, that's exactly what complementary man coverage is supposed to look like. The DBs, well, they're sticky on the back end of it. The front end, that pass rush, it makes an impact that gets home. But, of course, we know it's not that simple. It is really tough to lock down a full...
And he's in trouble and gets brought down again. And the back-to-back sacks. Nice work by the defense there. Sets him up with a 3rd down. Lamar now from the gun. And no luck there, and that throw falls to the ground.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
The Ravens gonna punt this away, and here's Jordan Stout to handle that boot. His work begins at the 31. And he gets him something back on that return. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield. That'll be the end of one in this AFC North battle. 12-7 our score. Back to the bank in just a moment. Second quarter, all queued up and ready to go. It's Steeler football. They'll take over here following that punt to end the first. Flushed out of the pocket. He'll step up, and there he goes. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a 1st down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Stopping that play, Trenton Simpson.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game, right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
This one misses the tight end. And 4th and 4 coming up.
You know, it's a point of emphasis and practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? Well, we chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
And that one is not where he needed it to be. It is off and no good. And they can't add 3 onto that 5-point lead.
He was hitting from that distance pregame. Heck, we were on the field watching it, and they were confident he could do so again. Just did not work out this time around.
The Ravens trotting out their offense. They're still in search of that first down of this game, Brock. Hoping to put together a drive and avoid calling on the punter again. The Ravens in a very good field position as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Derrick Henry getting it on the ground. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
This is Henry on second. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This offense may want to try and disguise their run a little bit. I don't know if it's the O-lineman's stance. I don't know if it's a cadence. I don't know what it is, but after 2 straight plays going backwards, this defense is all over him.
And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete. Jordan Stout on now to punt. And he wants to hit his second effort just as well as he hit his first. And that's well into the end zone, so a missed chance to stick them near the goal line. Instead, they're going to have the ball at the 20. Pittsburgh getting its offense all set to go. They could only set up a lengthy field goal attempt their last possession, Brock, so some room to improve in how far they can advance the football here. Carried by Harris here to start the drive. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. Stopping that play, Trenton Simpson. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Russ is gonna cook here. Completed over the middle. And he's gonna bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. A 19-yard pickup, and that's gonna move the chains.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. Russ off the play fake. Bails out of the pocket quick. This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Well, a couple things here, Kate. Either the play-action pass needs to develop a lot quicker as this game goes on, or they need to put it on the shelf for a while. Far too slow on that snap. Didn't fool anybody defensively, and they get to him for the first sack of this game.
And he got this close to midfield before going out.
Sometimes you're looking to push the ball down the field. But as I've said before, the crumbs lead to a cookie. And you never go broke taking a profit, and those big tight ends will often find you those easy check down yards.
Harris with a first down. The ball's out. The ball's out. He lost it. But I believe a Steeler was first to that football. They make the recovery and keep possession. Now we have a stoppage. No challenges inside of 2 minutes and a half, but the replay official wants to take another look at this on their own. All right, so we all know what we're looking for here, Brock. Where did an elbow, maybe a knee, something touch down? And as it does, is the ball loose at that point?
Yeah, throw in forearm, wrist, shin. There's no question the offensive guy's screaming something hit the ground while the defense is hoping it didn't.
So the review saves them a turnover. He was, in fact, already down when the ball came free. From the gun, they go with Harris. And it took a couple of guys to haul him down there after a gain of just 1.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Caught quickly on the slant. Decent gain here, but short of the first.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
Wilson throwing 3rd and 1. Into the hands of Jefferson, complete. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
All right, all set up now. 1st and 10. From the red zone now. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock, but down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know this. It's a physical game, all 100 yards up and into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down here, you've got to come up with contested catches, and he couldn't.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Throwing again. Here's Wilson. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
You know, Kate, my years in Indianapolis with Peyton, he loved to know the tendencies of a defense. In 3rd and short, more often than not, all across the league, you get man-to-man coverage. It really is a good time to throw. Unfortunately, couldn't execute that pass in a 4th down instead. Well, he moved past that earlier miss pretty quickly here, Kate. Nice to see that. And now he can carry a little momentum with him to end this opening half.
Now Boswell on to send this away. Hardy on the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Ravens offense to the field for the final drive of this first half. Not a whole lot of time left for him to put something together here before the break. He finds Aguilar. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. Now the Ravens are going to use the first of their timeouts. Just one play into this drive, and they're already sitting on their own 45. He puts some power on a deep one left. He's got it inside the 10. And in for the Baltimore touchdown. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Tucker on for the extra point. And he hits the extra point. A little surprised they wouldn't go for 2 in the tie, but at least he made it, so the lead falls to a single point. Things trim back down to a single point, Brock, as they send this off and away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. Down to 12 seconds before halftime as they come to the line. Yep, as expected, they go to the ground to start this one off. And he gets him around 6 there. Stopped by one of the league's best tacklers, Roquan Smith. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Austin put in motion right. 2nd down here, another give to Harris. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. It was Marcus Williams in on that stop. Just before halftime, we get a timeout, take it. All right, this is going to be the play that takes us to halftime. Looking to throw. And he's not going to get something done. They take him down. So that's how our first half's going to end. A momentum-building play for their defense.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Report. We got a fine first half out of the former Alabama man, Najee Harris. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break.
Now Boswell on to send this away. Hill now to return it. Good looking return here, and he's got room. And great starting field position here as they bring him down beyond the 40. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. The Ravens in very good field position as they come up 1st and 10. The drive begins with Henry. And he's able to cross midfield before going out. Call it 9 yards. Looked like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1.
Hey, look, Kate, you can't just ask one tackler to go mano-a-mano and stop this guy. You got to have the cavalry coming. One guy makes a hit, the others are there to clean up and pile on because one-on-one, he's going to run right through you.
That's good for 7 yards. And that'll be 1st down, Baltimore.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
Breaks the tackle, green grass ahead. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that 1st down.
This dude was just not going to be stopped, not by the first defender, heck, not even by the second one who was able to bring him down. No, it took a few shots before this crew could finally get this beast down.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Running once more with Henry. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a 1st and goal.
Hey, these are the type of games he's counted on to get when they're available. Unfortunately, we had tremendous vision to see the seam and get through it before that window could close.
Going to the ground again on 1st. With some fancy footwork there for the touchdown. The Ravens take the lead right away in half number 2. Derrick Henry, the touchdown. He would not be denied that close to the end zone, Brock. I think it might have taken 5 or 6 guys tackling him to keep him from diving across the line for 6.
Certainly a second effort touchdown, no question. The backs who become fan favorites, we've seen it through the generations, and they set the curve for their peers, are the ones who just fight through that stop. It will not be denied of a touchdown.
Tucker on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Ravens push their lead to 6. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Steelers and Najee Harris making their return to the field. They find themselves trailing after the opening drive touchdown, and heck, it really set up to be an entertaining second half if they're able to answer here. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Going to Harris to stop it. Hit behind the line, and the ball is loose. And this is picked up by the Ravens. Well, that didn't take long, Brock. One play, and they're back out there.
Well, that's how a defense can make you awfully happy as an offensive player, especially when you screw it up and you fumble. The defense picks up that offense and puts them right back on the field.
The Ravens and Derrick Henry making their way back out on offense. And I'm pretty sure, Brock, they hadn't even all sat down on that sideline yet to rest. And now they're right back out there with a great chance to repeat their last touchdown.
And you will take that every day of the week and twice on Sundays. You don't mind at all. You got that defense right now reeling after the touchdown. Look at where they start with the football now.
And that was an incredible effort just to make it back to the line. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. And oh, he missed over the middle there. Lucky that one didn't end up worse. That's swatted away, incomplete.
That's just simply great positioning to swat the ball away. He stayed in a spot where he could disrupt the throw before the target could make a play on it.
He's on the move. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. Staring at 4th down, the Ravens will go with Justin Tucker to try for 3. It's a deep shot for him from that left hash. It's good, not by much, but it's indeed good, bottom left. And that'll make it a 2-score game.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. And that's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else. So that football coming out to the 30-yard line. The Steelers and this running back headed back out for a new series. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. And their defense held up after that fumble. Only gave up 3, so time for this offense to make it up to them. Get some points of their own. He tucks it and takes off. And he goes out close to that 45-yard line. They gain 14 on the play. And that's a Steelers 1st down.
Oh, that just sucks the wind out of a defense. So demoralizing. So many guys do things the right way, only to see a quarterback evade the pressure and go get that 1st down anyway.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Can't cover it much better than that really well-covered Kate on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Throwing again is Russ. That's going to be caught by Washington. What a hit. He gets flattened to the ground.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And the Ravens take over inside the 35 after the interception and a spirited return.
I know he started the play as a defender, but gosh, he looked good, didn't he? Running it back, he looked like a receiver navigating on that return. The way he saw the field, evaded obstacles, and he chewed up yardage in the open space. That would make those offensive coaches and teammates proud. We've seen defensive players get touches on occasion, and I think he just gave himself maybe a look on that side of the ball down the road.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Blitz coming, Lamar. And he's there to send that one away, incomplete. That was Zay Flowers, the intended receiver. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down. From the gun, Jackson. That one's incomplete over the middle. Nearly an interception on that play. So they're left facing 3rd and long. Shotgun snap to Jackson. Tries one back across his body, and it's intercepted. Minka Fitzpatrick has got it. And the Steelers will get possession up towards midfield as they take the interception up beyond the 40. Well, no doubt there was some doom and gloom on the sideline following their interception, right? But a little bit of new life now as their defense picks them up, gets it right back for them.
Hey, I am all for a nice little game of one-upmanship between these two defenses. You picked our guy off, fine. We'll answer right away. See how you follow that up.
Now Pittsburgh's offense running back out for a new series. And Brock, I know the goal is always points every drive, but I think just as big a goal, gotta play clean football here. You cannot give it away for a 3rd consecutive possession.
Yeah, we call that rebuilding some confidence in yourself as a group, right? Just to execute without the mistakes. Pros, you can shake off a turnover with ease, but back-to-back, even the seasoned vets have a little trouble getting past that.
That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down. New set of downs for them from the 46. Now an inside handoff to Harris. And he goes down a little short of the 40. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6. From the 42, it's Pickens on the slant. And he's able to get this down to the 36. That one gains 7. And it'll bring up a Pittsburgh first down. Running behind center with Harris. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a first down.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
He easily had the yardage for a first, but he was hungry for a lot more. I think that tackle prevented something that was going to be a lot bigger than just a first down pickup.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. Harris once more. And they make the stop, but a lot closer to the end zone now. He got it to the 11. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3. So now they're going to throw with Wilson. This one's caught. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. So we hit the end of the 3rd quarter. It's Steelers football. A nice help for them as they trail entering the quarter. They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Shotgun snap for Wilson. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh! The Steelers have cut it to a 3-point game here in the 4th. And finally gets one to go after a couple of misses already in this one. Well, good news here. This is one kick that can't be blocked as he sends this away. He'll now to return it. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Baltimore running its offense out now. Their lead cut down inside a field goal, so points imperative here to get some breathing room. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Henry gets it here to start the drive. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
2nd and 1. Complete Derrick Henry. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That's going to pick up the first down after a gain of 26.
You just got to love that angle route. It's been around a long time, but think about it defensively, Kate. How many times do you see the backs out of the backfield or just run to the flat? The great running backs know how to plant their foot, sell that flat route, break it off to an angle, and break off a first down.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Here's Henry on the option. Juke the defender. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. Well, we've talked about this before, Brock. The thinking's simple but effective. We'll stop getting it to this guy when you find a way to stop him, and they have yet to do that today.
You know there's just certain things up in this booth that I love. I think you could feel it emanating from me. And one of them is when you impose your will, and you don't back away from it. If they can't stop it, run it right at them.
Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on second down. Another run for Henry. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
All set up for an insurance score here. It's 1st and goal. Trying to run with Henry. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
Once more, here's Henry. And he's in for the touchdown. The Ravens push this to an 8-point game. Derrick Henry, the touchdown. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with 1 end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get 1, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
Point after upcoming, this for a 2-score lead to potentially clinch the win. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Ravens push the lead to 2 scores now. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. The Steelers and Russell Wilson headed back to the field now. And this is some quality film review right here. Look at this. Couple of touchdowns, good amount of yards too. He's been moving them down the field like only he can, putting together quite the game for himself in the process. First and 10 now from the 30. From the gun, it's Wilson. That's Jefferson. He's got it. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Flushed out of the pocket. He's keeping it.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock. You know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that. And it's a good thing you woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
And he goes out a little short of the 40. He gets 6 on that play, and that's a Steelers first down. Russ now from the gun. Escapes the pocket. Oh, look at this. Here he goes. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Wilson out of the pistol. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. George Pickens, the intended target. And now they need to get 4 on 3rd down. Here he is to throw. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
You know, Kate, that was one of those situations where you hear a quarterback having a clock, right? You know, and he had enough time in the pocket, but then it was like, okay, time is running out, and I got to do something. He did not force a throw and risk a pick. Instead, he just got rid of it and cut his losses. This is a case of, well, just get what you can on the way out the door, Kate. It's already out of reach. Just take the 3. Let your kicker get some points and make it a hair closer in the box score.
So here's the kickoff, Brock. Just 6 points now separating our teams. Hill now to return it. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. The Ravens back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. They get that big old marker out, cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. On 1st and 10, it's Henry. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play. The Steelers calling their first timeout as they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down. Oh, look at this. He's setting up to throw. Gets this to Bateman. And it's a nice gain, but still not enough for the first. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Henry's going to try to pick it up. And finally, they bring him down. He shook off a couple of defenders there on a nice pickup. Markers reset, ball at the 37. Wow, they're going to pass it here. He lets a heater go deep, middle of the field. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete.
You know, I don't fault that look at all, Kate, downfield. It was just an excellent defensive play to deny him the ball and knock it away. That is good on good.
Here he is to throw. Pass into the hands of Mark Andrews. And he goes out. Just needed one more step to reach midfield. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10. Ball set up at the 48. Back to throw. Andrews with the catch. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases,
he's got it deep downfield. And that is the catch that should end this game and seal this win. Touchdown! So that should be the one that does it, Brock. A big one late that puts him up here 2 scores.
What a complete performance overall. The clock where it is and where it stands right now, Kate, that should be the capper. And that is so satisfying as an offense to go up 2 scores.
Now the Ravens offense staying put. Look at this. They're going for 2. Jackson yet again. And he goes out of bounds. Wow, major miscue there, and they're not going to get 2. Oh, man, so close. He made his play for the pylon, and he nearly broke the plane, too.
That's a great point, Kate. It's both of those factors, right? The pylon and the plane, and it was a chase to see who could get there first. Kudos to the defense for getting it done.
Now the offense getting set to go for the Steelers. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw on their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Wilson now from the gun. And down he goes. The Ravens defense gets it done. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Tempo.
Steelers working with a sense of urgency from the hurry-up clock, continuing to run. No one open, so he chucks this to another county.
They would sure love to connect on some of these intermediate throws, those chunk throws. Getting a completion like that, well, not only does it spark your offense, but it just sets you up for even more aggressive play calling.
Looking to throw it. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
Everybody wants to play quarterback until a play like that. Almost no resistance off the ball and the defense ready to maul you. It was all he could do to get rid of it before he gets just clocked.
Desperation time here on 4th. Caught by Freiermuth. And not much doing. He stopped quickly. And absolutely no chance of getting the yards he needed. He's brought down well short, and they're going to turn it over on downs. First down throw for Jackson. Brought in close to the 8. Officials signaling for a timeout, and with 5 seconds remaining, just one last play left in this one. Now, they don't need points anymore, Brock, but can they resist piling on? Let's see, it's first and goal. And he gets in! Touchdown, Baltimore! The Ravens have likely locked up the win right there. Derrick Henry, the touchdown. His 3rd of the game on the ground. So an exclamation point there. That caps off what, and I think you'd agree, Brock, has been a dominating performance.
Yeah, I would. Really in all phases, too. You know, I thought coming in that this would be a much closer game than how it's turned out to be. And you got to give credit where it's due. This offense has been outstanding throughout.
Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. On the return, here comes Austin. And he's brought down, Brock, and that brings this ball game to a close. So in front of the flock of fans in the stands, the Ravens get the win at home. This was a game they had circled a long time ago, Brock. You bring a division rival into your building, you want to make a statement at their expense and get that W.
We know it's not just an axiom, right, that it's so hard to win any game in the NFL. It is. They're difficult to do. But a division rival in your own building, it almost feels like a must-win, and that's the juice they played with today.
So that puts a bow on this one. For my partner, Brock Heward, and everyone involved on our crew,